So what I wanted to talk about today were ideas that are recognizable to everybody, right? If I play something like I mean, a lot of people don't, the average listener won't recognize that as Sun House, okay? Or there's some Charlie Patton songs, lots of Sun House songs, whatever. But today the ideas that I wanted to go through were basic ideas between here and here, mostly, that people recognize. If you go, everybody recognizes that, right? They don't have to be a guitar player, they can just be the average listener, they don't have to be know anything about blues. Everybody recognizes that riff because it's so ingrained in popular music, right? Now I add this, so I've stolen this from Manish Boy, but if you wanted to play along with Muddy, they're playing it in standard tuning, but you would capo here. I'm an open G, you would capo here, so you're an open A, and then you could play along with them and make your own version of it. And then I add this because he's got a whole band, like there's a whole band playing, right? And I use this too. I had a guy recently send me a message saying, I want to learn some Muddy Waters stuff, but I don't want to learn any of that pentatonic stuff. Wow. That's where those riffs are based. They're based in the pentatonic, right? In the blues scale. Now, I've showed this before. So you can play it many different ways. So you can do so many things with it. I'm trying to remember the intro to that song actually, but they played it in standard tuning, but I'm in open G. I think it goes something close to but I'm doing it with the slide, something like that. So you're hitting your G. I think he slides into it though. You can slide into it, but I'm hammering on. And then to the G. And then blows in the song. So that's one lick, and then for Manish Boy, that goes all the way through the entire song. Or I just add this in. This isn't in there, just to kind of give it a little more color. I just go. And all that is just me playing open, playing G, and then coming up to this G7. So this shape here, okay? Just end it any way you want, whatever. But the song, the main song, if you play along with it, capo here. And get this. This is a great area. There are so many licks in between the third and the fifth here. 3 and 5. So I'm going to go through the pentatonic scale basically. The way that I play. You can go, or you can go. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking an open D, sorry. So if you know I've showed this before, but it bears repeating. So this is your G7 chord. This is your G7 chord. Okay. So there are all kinds of licks in here. Okay, so that's one recognizable riff that everybody's going to recognize who you play for. And then now I'm going to get into another one. Okay, so the next kind of recognizable riff to anybody, and which is ingrained in popular music, is the shuffle. Anyway, in open G, as I get older, I'm play more in open tuning because my hands are I'm getting old now. My hands are stiffening up with arthritis or whatever. So I play more in open tuning. So it's easier to do shuffles than open tunings. So in open G. Here what I was doing when I was barring at the 5th fret was I was going using the old Keith chord, you know. And then I used it there too with the G, the 1 chord. have to say, you know, damping is the hardest thing to learn. That's why I always start people out going, you know, damping here. So you can get that damp. This one here. G7. Your D here. Your G here. G7. So it would be like you were doing a C chord in standard tuning. So I will sometimes go. For my 5 chord, I did it here. And I'm just on my 3rd string, 2nd fret, my open D. Just playing around in my pentatonic. So at the 12th fret. You can do this one here. And I just went to my D chord here. So there are so many places to play your 1 chord, your 4 chord, your 5 chord, right? So my 1 chord, I can play it here. So many different ways to do it. The next recognizable riff that I'm going to get into, but before I do that, I want to get into the pentatonic a little more, because somebody had asked me the other day about the pentatonic in different positions. So this is your G7, and I've showed this before. This is your G7. I can play my blues notes all through here. This would be a G7. 5, 6, 7. So I can go from my G7 here to my G, so I can go. That's your G, your major third, your minor third. So all the things I can do here, I can also do up here in my C. Okay? I can do them in my D. C, G. Okay? So everything that you learn here, you can do here. And here. And here I'm at the 10th. So my C major is at the 5th fret, and my C7 is at the 10th fret. Okay? My D major is at the 9th fret, and my D7 is at the 10th fret. Showed that before. That's just a 9th chord, partial 9th chord. I'm only using 3 strings. So the next one, so that's all recognizable stuff. People will recognize that, and you can take old blues songs and kind of update them a little bit. So I'm going to come back again and go through another recognizable riff. Okay, this next idea is a rip-off of John Lee Hooker. I'm not going to play it in... a lot of people get the whole John Lee Hooker timing thing wrong. I did for a long time. I know how to play it in the timing that he played it in. I'm not going to do that. And it's the same thing with Muddy Waters. Yeah, I was pretty close. Because the whole point of this is to make it your own. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little ditty, a rip-off of John Lee Hooker. You can make a whole song out of that. Alright? So all I was doing, a lot of guys will go in the original John Lee Hooker. They'll be on the 5th string, and they'll go. I don't do that. I do the whole, I just hammer all 3 down. This is a good hammer-on exercise too. And then that's all I do. See how I'm damping? So after I play the hammer on, that's all I do. To here, to the top, the 6th string. Then I move it up here to the, starting at the 5th to the 7th. up because I'm wanting to go into his timing. So play around with that, those hammer-ons. So I went through this pretty quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it as a download on my blog, because some people have said, oh, I wish you would play things slower, and some guys have said, you know, why do you have to break it down so slow? It's like there's no way to please everybody. It's like some people are beginners, some people have been playing for a long time and they're just switching over to open tuning, and it's very tedious and hard for them to get through the video when I'm, you know, breaking everything down slowly. So I'm going to put it as a download, and for the people who are beginners, they can download it and then not just bookmark it on YouTube and forget about it, download it and then go watch it again and again, and just take what you like and leave what you don't like. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope it helped.